Namaskar students, welcoming you all in this process of virtual learning. Myself, Dr. Harish Kumar, I am the course coordinator of the subject, and today I am going to discuss about basic skills of writing for TV news. And this is one of the foundation topic of the course TV news production. So I am hopeful that this particular topic will be helpful for you whenever you are going to produce any news-based program. So students, before we move further, we should communicate you about objectives of this particular course. The objective of this course is to help students to develop practical understanding of TV news production. The idea behind this is to help students in identifying and developing skills related with writing, reporting, and producing of different television news programs. And in this particular way, today we are going to give you some tips about how you are going to write for a news. So I think that this particular lecture will be fruitful for you. So dear students, let us discuss about contents of news. We are talking a lot about content. Content is the king nowadays because the way you are going to produce a content, it is very important for you that your content should be unique in nature. Your content should be capable of achieving desired result, what you want through a particular kind of content. So basically, we are supposed to understand the basic aspects related with content. So firstly, the question comes in our mind, what? What happened? What is the event? Because in news, we are going to describe the event. Apart from it, we are also going to report what happened. So it's a general curiosity of the public to know about what happened. Another question which comes in our mind is when it occurred, whether it was yesterday, whether it was today. Generally news is current in nature. At what time it took place. So that's why this particular thing should also be carried, and this particular thing should also be satisfied. Apart from it, the question comes in our mind, where is very important for us, because where the event took place, where the incident occurred, whether it is just near to our city, whether it is far away from our place, whether it happened abroad. So these things are very important, and generally it comes in our mind whenever we are going to produce any kind of content. Another question which comes in our mind is who means the person involved at the occasion. So basically, the person is very important for you. Many times it happens that the person is very important for us, and because of the person, that particular thing becomes a news. If anything is related with any celebrity, if anything is related with any politician, if anything is related with any famous personality, then definitely that particular thing should be covered in news. Then another question comes in our mind, why? The reason of that particular issue, why that particular incident happened. If suppose there is a kind of train accident or any particular mishappening, why it happened. So it's a general curiosity to know why this particular event took place. So this is very important for you. And how the sequence of event is very important. It means the process, the way all these things happen. So whenever we are going to create any kind of content, we should be capable of answering all these questions, and only then we are able to make a fruitful or a particular kind of appealing content for a television channel. So dear students, let us discuss with you about different characteristics of writing. These characteristics are very important for us because it provides us some guideline how we can create a good impact of content. We can create all these things if we are just taking care about small kind of things. So we are going to discuss all these things one by one. The first thing is correctness or accuracy. It means the kind of content that you're going to provide should be correct in nature. Uh, you should just cross check the kind of information, whether this particular information is authentic one, or you're going to provide some data which is not factual in manner. It means that whenever you are going to take any data, you should just try to take particular information from authentic source only. Otherwise, you'll not be able to get desired result, and it will create a kind of problem. Another thing is clarity. What you want to say, what you want to communicate, it must be understood by the viewers, because whenever you are going to use some ambiguous words, the word which is going to create double meaning kind of thing, then definitely it will not create a kind of impact, and sometimes it could mislead the audience, and that is why you should be very careful about all these things. Another thing is that whenever you are going to write a particular kind of script of news, the language should be conversational. You should not just project yourself that you are a very renowned scholar or a person, you are a very knowledgeable person, and that's why you are going to use a tough language. So your language should be conversational, the way we are going to converse, and in this particular way we are going to create a good news script. Apart from it, you'll find that as far as the writing part is concerned, it should allow the listener to paint a picture in his or her mind, because if it is appealing in nature, if it is having basic elements which can create a kind of image in the mind of all the viewers or listener, then definitely your goal will be achieved, and in this way you can create a particular kind of content which will be properly accepted by the audience. So dear students, let us discuss about the story structure. News story structure is very important for you, because the way you are going to communicate a story, it's very important for you. The way you are going to create a climax, whether you are going to provide climax at beginning and thereafter cause, and thereafter you are going to discuss about the effect. And sometimes what happens that you are going to break these kinds of things. Sometimes you are going to create a kind of suspense, and after a certain time you are going to reveal what happened. So it depends on the nature of the story, the way you are going to present the things. Actually, you all might be knowing that there are three parts as far as story structure is concerned. Climax part, it gives the viewer the point of the story in about the same way the lead of a printed story does. It tells the viewer what happened. So basically, each and everyone is very, curious about knowing the things, what happened. And in this way, you are going to discuss, you are going to explain the climax. At the same time, you are also going to give reason why this particular thing was happened. What was the reason? And in this way, you are going to discuss about the circumstances, the surrounding of the event. So these things are important for you. And you are also going to discuss about the effect. And effects are also very important for you. Generally, in television channels, what happens? If the news is more than of an hour or two, then it is considered to be old in manner. So that's why, there is a kind of there is a tug of war. Different channels are just trying to provide you updated kind of information. They are just claiming that this is one of the exclusive news element, this is a breaking news kind of thing. So you should always be very vigilant. You should not take too much time for creating a particular kind of news. Another thing which is very important for you is the maximum length for any news should, almost it should be based on the kind of time limits which is allocated to you. Normally it is of 2 minutes kind of a story, or uh, there might be a particular kind of news which is having only 30 seconds. Accordingly, you are going to create a news script. If there is fast news or speedy news, so in that news you are going to provide gist of the information only, so that the readers or viewers can easily understand the things in a given time frame. You should just not use the kind of language which is not being understood by the common person. Sometimes if the TV channels belongs to particular region or a particular local area, then you can also experiment and you can use local dialect also. And sometimes slangs are also allowed in this particular manner. But whenever you are going to cover the whole nation, or many time you are going to cover the world, you are having global channel, so accordingly you are going to select the kind of language. Most of times we are going to use the sentence which are in present manner. You're not going to use any sentence which is in past, like yesterday it happened. We should not use the kind of language, because definitely news means current kind of thing which is going on or which has just happened. So basically uh, you should always take care about all these things. Apart from it, as far as broadcast writers or television writers are concerned who are writing for a news story, uh, they should try to produce in a very highly persuasive kind of atmosphere. Basically, it requires that deadline should be followed. If you are not able to follow deadline, then definitely you are in great trouble. So in a given time frame, in a given deadline, you are supposed to write the story. So dear students, as far as the story structure is concerned, in broadcast journalism, what happens that broadcast journalists think of their stories as completed circles. It generally not going to involve the full structure of inverted pyramid style, in which firstly you are going to discuss about the most important element, and thereafter you are going to discuss about less important, or you are going to follow the things. Sometimes you are going to break all these things and you are going to create your own unique style. Sometimes you are going to create suspense, and thereafter you are going to elaborate the story. So these things are very important for you. Apart from it, stories must be written to fit into the time designated by the editor or news director. If it is, if the length of news is too much, or if the length is not proper, then it is not going to create the kind of impact. So that's why whenever you are going to write any news story, you should just decide about the time frame. Within a time frame you are supposed to produce that particular thing, and that's why you are going to use that particular number of words in your news story. Apart from it, getting the listener's attention is very important for you. It should be the top priority of each and every person. So that is why the first broadcast news story or sentence should be presented in such a manner that it should be capable of gaining attention. You should be capable of gaining attention of the viewers, and only then the viewer will pay proper attention, and they will just try to listen, or they will try to view other news stories also. Apart from it, broadcast news stories cannot go into the detail and explanation that because in print media you are going to put the information and thereafter you are going to elaborate in detailed manner, but we don't have enough time in television news channels. So that's why basically in that particular given time frame you are going to put all the important information, and in this way you are going to prepare the news story. So dear students, today we discuss about the way you are going to create a content for a news bulletin. As far as television news writing is concerned, you need to focus not only words, but you should also just try to focus on the visuals, because visuals are also very important, and sometimes it is complementary in nature because it is going to create more meaning. Sometimes in your script, if you are not going to provide the information about the kind of visuals, then definitely it will be a kind of problem for the viewers. So it must be kept in mind that the words and visuals match, as well as they should complement each other. And apart from it, the people-centric news scripts generate more interest among viewers. So that's why you should also consider about people. What is the need of the public? And how you're going to provide the kind of information, whether it is having some negative impact you should also just consider about these kinds of things. So as far as TV news writing is concerned, in TV news writing, we also provide the kind of information in feature manner. um, if there is a kind of imagination in which you are going to use your own imagination, apart from it, you can also provide the factual information in documentary based kind of program. So that's why your research, your experience, the way you are going to narrate the story is very important, and you should also think about the time which is allotted for you. So the approach of writing these scripts may be different, but the basics of script writing remain the same. So students, the question for you is, you are supposed to select a news bulletin of prime time. If you are going to select any news which is broadcast on 9 p.m., then it will be better. And you have to complete this particular exercise only for one day. And you are supposed to list down different kinds of news which was selected. And you are supposed to categorize on the basis of the area, and in this particular manner you can put it further. So students, if you want more information and you are having some more query, you can visit the websites mentioned here. Apart from it, you can also purchase the books. So dear students, thank you very much for your active participation in this virtual process of learning. If you are having any query or if you are having any doubt, then you can just mail me on my email ID. My email ID is harish.kumar@galgotiasuniversity.edu.in. That's all for today. We'll meet again with the next topic. Till then, take care and happy learning.